So it's time to talk about Baby Bleu again. And I got a couple more upgrades. As a sip on my kombucha. What's up everybody, it's PJ the Great. I hope you're having a super beautiful day. And if you're new here, I do videos just like this as well as ADHD tips. So if that sounds like your jam, consider subscribing. And to all my returning subscribers, what's up fam? Welcome back. Alright, so today I'm going to be talking about more upgrades that I'm doing to Baby Bleu, aka my budget Ryzen-like PC build that I shared with you guys and gals last week. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get those shared with you. Yes, this is a Radeon RX 580, the Power Color Red Devil version. This is not going in Baby Bleu. It's red. I actually picked this up for my 2010 Mac Pro so I can get better optimization in Final Cut Pro 10. This is an 8GB GPU. So what's going in Baby Bleu? Well, inside of the 2010 Mac Pro, I do have a EVGA 680 classified GPU, 4GB. So I'm gonna take that and throw it in Baby Bleu in hopes to get better performance when I'm trying to video edit. So here's a little spoiler alert. I've actually already done that ahead of time, and I was expecting to see a huge increase in not only my Geekbench or Cinebench scores, but I was hoping to see a huge increase in video editing in DaVinci Resolve 16, which I've been kind of playing around with. I was a little disappointed. Just to give you a little idea, I ran a Geekbench and scores weren't really that different from when I was just running that machine with the APU. I mean, it was like no difference whatsoever. And then the shocker was I did Cinebench and my score actually dropped. Now, I don't know if this is because the APU is bottlenecking the graphics card or vice versa. I have a little suspicion to think that it's the APU. So that processor, if you're looking to do video editing, don't get the A8. Which is a perfect little segue into, yeah, I know what you're gonna say. Go ahead, get it out of your system. Hit me up in the comments. This is what I should have done in the first place. And to be perfectly honest with you, the A8 would have been just fine for me, but for someone who's been flirting around with rejoining the PC Master Race, I thought the A8 was going to be just fine, and it was. I mean, until I tried to video edit on it. But I wanted to pick up something that would at least allow me to experience video editing on a PC. That'll kind of help in my judgment on if I want to move back or not. So I picked up this Ryzen 5. Now this is actually the 1600. This is not the 2600 or the 2600X, not even the 1600X. The reason why I decided to get this guy is because it was like 120 bucks, which is really affordable. Still a powerful chip. It's 6 core. So I'm guessing that I should be able to video edit on this PC without any issues with last year's Ryzen 5 chip. So couldn't beat the price, so this is going into the machine. But it comes with a cooler. I'm not going to use it. I'm still going to use the one that I got from my friend Bert's Ryzen 7 build because it's a lot better cooler, and I still plan on overclocking this. I'm going to see if I can try and push it up to 3.9. I think it's stock 3.6. I had to do it. Should have done it in the first place, I know. This right here, this is old news. This is a 3TB Hitachi hard drive. This came out of my NAS when I was running in JBOD. Now I'm running it in a RAID 5. I put a 2TB SSHD into Baby Bleu, but there's still some stuff on there from my Mac, and I'm not quite sure if it's stuff that I need or it's stuff that I don't need. So I'm going to take it out and replace it with this 3 terabyte hard drive, reroute all of my documents, my videos, my music, and what have you that I might throw on that machine will live on here. First rule of thumb when you're shooting a video, mute your phone. Come on now. Last but not least, another thing that I should have gotten. This is a little blue Apivia 120 millimeter fan. Now, this is going to replace that solid black fan that I have in the rear. And not only is it blue, but it lights up. So it's gonna be uniform to the 2 blue fans that I have in the front of the case. So that is the gist of the upgrades that I'm doing to Baby Bleu after only owning it for like a week. Total cost $250, somewhere around in that area. So that's another $250 thrown in here. But I'm kind of offsetting it with the return of that up here AIO that didn't work, and the A8, because Amazon.com has like a really awesome return policy. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and throw everything into Baby Bleu, and then we're gonna do some testing to see where my Geekbench score goes with the upgrade to the Ryzen 5, as well as the Cinebench, and hopefully it's better. Okay, boys and girls, as you can tell, it's a new day. Ran into a little hiccup with all the upgrades yesterday. A couple of snafus. Want to go ahead and share them with you. First issue I ran into was time. I was like totally rushing, trying to get this done because I had a lot to take care of yesterday, and don't do projects like this in a hurry because you're just going to end up making mistakes, so you might end up breaking something. The first little snafu I ran into is not really understanding how that Wraith Prism cooler is installed, so had a little issue trying to get it off, but finally got it off. Got the Ryzen 5 in there, but then I had some issues getting it back on. I don't know if like I kind of smeared like thermal paste all over the place trying to get it back on, but I finally got it back on. It seems to be running fine, so I think it's going to be cool. So that was one of the issues that I ran into. The second issue I ran into is when I was installing that blue LED fan for the back of the case. I didn't stop and think that this would be a lot easier if you installed this before you put that Wraith Prism back on to the machine. I didn't think about that, put it back on, had a time getting to that little plug in the motherboard to plug that fan back in. Ended up getting it done, but it took a lot longer than it should have. Now, the other hiccup I ran into was something that I wasn't aware of. Well, I was kind of aware of it, but I wasn't. When I took out that 2 terabyte SSHD and replaced it with the 3 terabyte HDD, Windows stopped booting and I couldn't figure it out. And finally it dawned upon me, I kept seeing the SSHD and my diarrhea 1 terabyte SSD as booting options. Come to find out, when I installed Windows, it put the boot partition on the SSHD for some reason. And I did some research and found out that that typically happens when you install Windows and you have more than 1 drive in your new PC. Is that for some reason Windows will split it up. And I think Paul's Hardware had mentioned something about that. He said that Windows had pretty much rectify that issue, but he still does it as like a practice to install Windows with 1 drive in first and then install the others. So I was kind of aware of it, but I don't think they fixed the issue because I had the issue. And I tried to find tools or help online to help me move that boot partition over to the SSD. Everything that people was telling me to do, it didn't work. Ended up having to do an entire fresh reinstall of Windows, which was PETA, because that meant I had to download all my software all over again. Am I happy with this upgrade? Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah! This was totally worth the upgrade and what I should have done at square one, but nevertheless, better late than never, because this upgrade is like done wonders. Moving from the A8 to a Ryzen 5, granted that is the 1600, the increase that I've seen is like, let's just say I wasn't expecting it. The first thing that blew my mind was the Geekbench score. I was expecting it to be a little bit better than what I was getting on the A8, but I was not expecting this. I'll put it over here. Up here. I wasn't expecting this at all. If you look at that Geekbench score, that score is like pretty much on par with my friend Bert's gaming build, which is insane for something that costs what, 5 times less? Thank you, Alexa. I wasn't expecting to be in that same neighborhood with cheaper parts, but I'm in that same neighborhood. So yeah, needless to say, wow, I was shocked. And I did a Cinebench test. The Cinebench test was actually way better too. Here, point the right way. Cinebench totally blew away what I was getting on the A8. And I looked on the chart and it's even beating like Core i7s from Intel. So moving to last year's Ryzen 5, the 1600, not even an X, was a fantastic move. And then with that Wraith Prism cooler on there, the one that doesn't come with the 5, that actually comes with the 7, is actually helping me overclock it to 3.7. So those are the scores that I'm getting with the 3.7 gigahertz overclock, and that's using the Ryzen Master software. So you can use that overclock as needed, but I might just bite the bullet, go into the BIOS and just leave it at a permanent 3.7, because those numbers at how much I paid for this rig, insane. So my objective has been met. I believe that I'm going to be able to work on this PC for quite some time, and I'll be able to do some video editing in DaVinci Resolve 16. So final conclusions, any regrets? I think out of all the parts that I've purchased for this rig, the only regret I may have is probably the case, the Vivo case. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a nice case for $35, but it seems really fragile to me. It's like the entire front chassis is like plastic, but it's not like a durable plastic, it doesn't seem like. I told you I'm not really a fan of the cable management. I have one HDD in there. I'm using the empty bay underneath for cable management, so if I ever want to put a second hard drive in here, you're gonna see cables galore through the clear window. So I'm not liking that. The rear the back of it where you're supposed to do a majority of your cable management. Not a fan of that either. Like I said, had to ram that thing back on. That's like the only caveat of this build. Is like you get what you pay for. It's a nice case aesthetically when you look at it, but it's not a really like easy case to work with. So I would tread lightly on looking into it and picking it up, just speaking on my experience. Another regret I may have is I've been hearing about this ASRock motherboard that was the same price that I paid for the Gigabyte. It's supposed to be a little bit better. I don't think that's really that big of a deal. I mean, the motherboard that I have right now seems to be working fine. It lets me get away with some basic overclocking things that I can do with RAM as well as the CPU. Don't really know that much about the ASRock. I've just been hearing a lot about it. Some people are saying get that over the Gigabyte, but I've been seeing a lot of people get the Gigabyte that I purchased and they're pretty much happy with it. Outside of those two things, would I do this all over again? Absolutely. Hell yeah! I would. I just would have went with Ryzen 5 first rather than trying to use the A8. That's all because I didn't do my homework and didn't realize that you can't video edit on that APU. But picking up the Ryzen 5 1600, really happy I did that. I almost got the Ryzen 7 1700, but I think this Ryzen 5 is gonna do me just fine until I'm ready to upgrade, because you know that third series is coming out soon, around June, July, so who knows what might happen then. Yeah, I know, I'm not upgrading. I'm not gonna upgrade this CPU until I know I'm making the switch permanently back to Windows. Okay, so with the slight changes that I made, $481.91. Are you kidding me right now? That is a steal. That is under $500 for a new PC build that is giving me these types of numbers for $481.91. That's crazy. And if you want to get technical about it, the diarrhea SSD, $591.90. That's still a killer build. Now I see why people love building PCs rather than going out and buying them pre-built or bowing down to Apple. Hey, if you like this video, do me a favor and give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, you can give it a thumbs down. But either way, hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to click the bell so you'll be notified every time I upload new videos. Let me know down in the comments if you have any questions about this build. And until I see you in the next video, this is PJ the Great saying Audi 5000G. Now I wonder like what kind of excuse I can come up with now to build another PC.